I never believed in ghosts or the supernatural until that fateful night at Chick-Fil-A. It was supposed to be a typical visit to my favorite fast food restaurant, but it turned into a nightmare that still haunts me to this day. It was a chilly autumn evening, and I decided to grab dinner at Chick-Fil-A after a long day at work. The drive-through was busy as usual, so I decided to go inside to place my order. The restaurant was relatively empty, with only a few scattered customers. I ordered my usual, a chicken sandwich, waffle fries, and a sweet tea. As I sat down with my tray, I noticed something strange out of the corner of my eye. A child no older than 5 or 6 was sitting alone at a nearby table. His face was pale, and he was dressed in outdated clothes that looked like they were from a different era. The child seemed out of place, but I assumed his parents were nearby, so I went back to enjoying my meal. But then things started to get weird. As I glanced over at the child again, I saw him staring directly at me, his eyes filled with an eerie intensity. I shivered and looked away, chalking it up to my imagination playing tricks on me. But when I looked back, he was gone. Panic surged through me, and I scanned the restaurant, but there was no sign of the child anywhere. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. I decided to finish my meal quickly and get out of there, convinced that my mind was playing tricks on me. But as I stood up to leave, I heard a soft, childlike voice whispering in my ear, "You shouldn't have come here." I spun around, but there was no one there. My heart pounded, and I could feel the hair on the back of my neck standing on end. Terrified, I rushed toward the exit, but the door wouldn't budge. It was as if an invisible force was holding it shut. I pushed and pulled with all my strength, but the door remained immovable. Then I heard it, the sound of childish laughter echoing through the empty restaurant. It seemed to be coming from all directions at once. I felt a cold breath on my neck, and I could swear I saw fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures darting around the room. In a blind panic, I looked around for any sign of escape. Just when I thought I was trapped forever, the laughter stopped and the door swung open as if by magic. Without looking back, I bolted out of Chick-Fil-A. And never looked back. I can't explain what happened that night. I've tried to rationalize it, but there are no logical explanations. Was it a ghost? A malevolent spirit? I'll never know for sure, but one thing is certain. I'll never set foot in that Chick-Fil-A. I'll never set foot in that Chick-Fil-A. It was a chilly autumn evening, and I had just finished a hearty meal at Chick-Fil-A. The savory taste of their crispy chicken sandwich still lingered on my palate as I left the restaurant, feeling content and satisfied. Little did I know that this seemingly innocent visit to my favorite fast food joint would soon become a nightmarish experience that would haunt me for years to come. As I stepped out into the dimly lit parking lot, I couldn't shake off an uneasy feeling. The sky was overcast, and the wind whispered through the trees, creating an eerie atmosphere. I quickly dismissed my apprehensions as mere paranoia, blaming it on the spooky Halloween decorations scattered around. I got into my car and started the engine, intending to head straight home. But as I pulled out of the parking lot, my headlights caught something peculiar in my rearview mirror. There, standing under a flickering street lamp, was a person dressed in a tattered Chick-Fil-A uniform. It was odd, to say the least, as the restaurant had closed for the night. Curiosity piqued. I decided to turn my car around and investigate. As I approached the figure, my heart began to race. The closer I got, the more unsettling it became. The uniform was stained with what looked like dried blood, and the employee's face was obscured by darkness. I rolled down my window and cautiously called out, "Hey, are you okay?" No response. My unease grew as I considered the possibility that this might be some deranged individual. Just as I was about to pull away, the figure turned to face me, revealing eyes that glowed with an eerie, otherworldly light. I gasped and floored the gas pedal, speeding away from the horrifying sight. As I drove, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being followed. Glancing in my rearview mirror, my blood ran cold. The Chick-Fil-A The employee was chasing after me, their tattered uniform flapping in the wind like a macabre cape. Panic set in as I realized there was no way to lose them on the deserted back roads. I dialed 911, my voice trembling as I explained the bizarre situation to the dispatcher. They assured me that help was on the way, but my pursuer showed no signs of relenting. The relentless pursuit continued for what felt like an eternity, the headlights of my car casting eerie shadows in the night. Finally, I saw the reassuring flash of police lights ahead. The chick, File, an employee, as if sensing their impending capture, suddenly veered off into the woods, disappearing into the darkness. The police arrived moments later, but despite an extensive search of the area, there was no trace of the mysterious figure. To this day, I cannot explain what happened that night. Was it a deranged person in a stolen uniform or something far more sinister? My visits to Chick, File, I have never been the same, haunted by the memory of that eerie encounter, and I can't help but wonder if there's something lurking in the shadows, waiting to turn a simple meal into a true horror story once more.